हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Page number 41, mantra 15. हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापिहितं मुखम् तत्त्वं पूषन्न पावृणो सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये पूषन्न कर्षेयमसूर्य प्राजापत्य पूषन्ने कर्षेयमसूर्य प्राजापत्य व्यूहरस्मिन्न समूह तेजो यत्ते रूपं कल्याणतमम् तत्ते पश्यामि यासावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि तत्ते पश्यामि योऽसावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि। हे पूषन् अपावृणु पूषन् Poshayati iti Pushan, Shankaracharya says, the one who is nourishing the entire universe, Surya Narayan, Paramatma, we are requesting Bhagavan, Apavrunu, please remove this avrana of the ignorance. Without the grace of Ishvara, nothing happens. Therefore, we are all requesting, Apavrunu, please remove this cover. What is that? Tattvam Satya Dharmaya Drashtaye. What is the purpose of that? For me, who is what? Satya Dharmaya. One who has dedicated life for the Satya Dharma. And Drashtaye, for the darshan of the self, you remove this cover. Then further we are requesting Pushan Ekarshe. Again, He Pushan. So all this Sambodhan understand. He Pushan. So the one who is nourishing everybody, that's Surya. He Pushan Surya. He Yama. Yama means what? See, generally we take Yama as a god of death. Understand? But Yama is not really god of death. He's a dharma. That's why Yudhishthir is called Dharmaraja. Understand? He is the one who is ruling through dharma. So Yama means dharma. You have to understand this. Generally we take as a god of death. But that's not true. That's why Yama, Hey Yama. Yama means the one who is ruling through the dharma. Then, He Surya, He Prajapatya. Prajapate He Apatya. One who is the son of Prajapati Surya. Vyuha Rasmin Samoha. Vyuha, may you cover your brilliance. It's too much. Like we can't see the sun through our eyes. Same way, your brilliance is such. Page number 42. So your brilliance is such. So please cover the Rashmi lights. And we are requesting sun for that. Why? Then only we can face the sun. Only the brightness has to be removed. It's exactly like, when we have the Surya Grahana. We have the special glasses so we can see. But for what we are requesting? Yatte tejaha rupam kalyanatamam. Your brilliance is what? Shankaracharya gives here very beautiful. So, when we say beauty kuru, Shankaracharya says, Samoha eki kuru upasamhara tattejaha tapakam jyotihi. Your jyoti, your brilliance is what tapaka. It gives santapa to us. And therefore, you cover your light. Why? Yatte tava rupam kalyanatamam. Your rupa, your form itself, your presence, your rupa means your presence itself is auspicious for us. Sun brings all kind of auspicious in our life, And therefore, Shankaracharya, Atyanta Shobhanam Tatte Tava Atmanaha Prasadat Pashyami. I see you as the one who is giving the cheerful mind. Here, prasada, we prasada means modakam, understand. Any Hindu prasada means what? Modakam. And in Gujarat, this, whenever we have puja, all these children, they are waiting for this. So that's why we call them Prasad Bhagat. Whenever I do puja, those children just wait, where we get prasad. And Bhagavan says in Gita, prasade sarva dukkhanam hani asya upajayate. Prasada means what? Cheerful mind. Swamiji translate prasada, prasanna chitta. Shankara. Next verse, Bhagavan says what? Prasanna chitta. Very cheerful mind. The most difficult thing in this world or the most accomplishment, siddhi, is cheerful mind. Any condition, can you keep your mind quiet, cheerful? So that's why we are telling Surya Narayan, for the prasadat pashyami, understand? Because of your prasada, because of your anugraha, because of your krupa, We are seeing this world, we are experiencing this world. Why? Because Surya Narayan is a devata of the eyes. Every indriyas, there are devatas out there. Not only that, kinchaham natvam vratyavad yache. Look at this. This is beautiful, But I am not like a bhritya, like a sevak, a servant. I am begging. Na yache, understand? We don't meet that bhritya bhav. Why? Yaha asau, va asau, soham asmi. The brilliance which you have, the consciousness what I have is what? Soham asmi. It's a oneness. So abhedena. And therefore, na yache. In mantra say, pashyami, because of your krupa I see. So here pashyami means what? Knowledge, understand. I see very clearly that you and me are one non-dual pure consciousness. Everything I always tell people, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you achieve, everything is a grace of Bhagavan. Without his grace, nothing can happen. See, sometimes what happens is, we think this, oh, this is going against me. But it's not so. What happened for our short vision, it looks like we are losing. We need to have a dirgha drashti. In Sanskrit they call dirgha drashti. Wider vision. See, in 2001, we had this earthquake in North Gujarat, Kutch. All these villages were destroyed. And sad thing was, that was the time for their flag hosting, 26th January. So all children were in the school, understand? And parents were at home. And parents died. Understand? So many children. Some of were there, they were having a Shobha Yatra, they do all these things. Processions. So all these children were in procession, in the school, and parents home. It was really sad. But then lot of institutes, they come up and they went to by bus and they took children there, all over Gujarat. And Bardoli also, 3 schools, they offer their hostel for them. With their identity, they brought them for 2 years. Not only the parents, those who survived, they were running after bus, take my children, take my children. People, those who have experience, they know what it is. Because they lost everything. Whole village is gone. But after 10 years, Puja Swamiji was there and we all went there. All people there, they were telling, what happened was good. Now we got the new city, new business, because government put as a non-taxing zone, sales they call it. So for 2 years, no tax was there for them. And all they ask, that time Modi, he asked everybody to just go and have industry there. So people can have employment. So sometimes the distraction also is there. It is painful. We don't say it is not painful, understand? But then the outcome is what? That sometimes we have to go through the pain. It's exactly like the pregnancy. It's not easy. Whole body structure is going to change. And therefore, always we have to wait for what result comes out. Or when we ask something, we have to see, wow, what is going on in Bhagavan's mind, we don't know. What is his plan, we don't know. All his plan is for our betterment only. Kalyanatam. Whatever is happening is for some betterment. Therefore, we are telling, because of your grace only, we are seeing this oneness. Abheda also is what? Pashyami soham asmi. The brilliance, where what is there in the sun, it is exactly like Taitra Upanishad. Yaschayam, yes, Aditya. That which is in Aditya and that which is in me, Saekaha. And therefore, through the grace of the Surya Narayana, Paramatma, Surya Narayana is a Samashti. It's called Samashti Atma, is called Surya Narayana. And therefore, Shrutimada tells that this is Sohamasmi Purushaha. What is a Purushaha? Purishayanat Purushaha. Shankaracharya says that which resides, that which is available in this body. As the sun, we already saw, the light is all over, but is invisible. Similarly, consciousness is everywhere, but is invisible. But through our brain, our buddhi, understand, the consciousness is manifest. As the moon manifests the presence of the sunlight, our buddhi manifests. Buddhi guha. That's right. Yo nihitam guhayam parame vyom. And therefore, Purushaha means Purishayanat Purushaha. There is another meaning for Purusha is Purnatvat Purusha. That which is whole, Purna, complete, full and complete. And that Purusha is one. The Purusha in Aditya and Purusha in this body is one. Soham Asmi. There is only one Purusha. Understand? That's why Swamiji always said, Purushaha, Purushaha. That is a Mahavakya. Purushaha, Purushaha. Purusha that is in Aditya, Purusha that in this body is one. Why? Purnatvat Purusha. It is one non-dual, pure consciousness. Therefore, Soham Asmi, that is me. So that vision is being shown here. So further, when the person dies, understand, the time of the death, what happens and what we should do. Understand? See, at the time of the death, it is called Shankaracharya says Marishyataha. Marishyata means one who is a Maranasana. See, to understand Vedanta is one. But at the time of the death, when body is not functioning, mind is not that much. One of my students, 100 years old, just few days only she passed away. But 1.5 months before, when she had a stroke, her left side is gone. But whoever was going to her, only thing she was talking is this only. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivo. Even when her son was there, she very clearly told him, your Atma and my Atma is one Paramatma. So it is very difficult. That's a grace. And that's why first we do the prayer to Surya Narayana. Keep our intellect that way. Same thing Bhagavan tells. Antakale ma manusmaran. Gita. But to remember Bhagavan at the time of the death, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara. To remember this, we have to dedicate our mind, our life to it. Therefore, now it's telling, Atha idani mama marishyataha vayuhu. When I am on the bed of death, we are praying to Bhagavan. And please do this way. What? Mantra 17, page number 43. वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मान्तगुं शरीरं भस्मान्तगुं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर क्रतगुं स्मर ॐ क्रतो स्मर क्रतगुं स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतगुं स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतगुं स्मर. So, atha idanim mama marishyatah. When I will be on the bed of death. Marishyatah, future. What I am praying to you, Bhagwan, Vayuhu, in form of the Vayu. Vayu means Prana, Adhyatma Parichedam. That which is in this body called Vayuhu Prana, Hitva, having given up this body. What? Adhidaivatam Atmanam Sarvatmakam Anilam. Vayuhu Anilah. The two meanings are there. Same. But here Shankaracharya says Vayuhu means Adhyatmic Prana. Anilaha means what? Adhidaivika Atma. Understand? So it's called Sutratma. We call it a Sutra. Sarvatmakam Anilam Srutratmanam Pratipadyadam. So, Pratipadyadam means what? Shankaracharya, Vakya Shesha. Shankaracharya says, we have to add here one word, Pratipadyadam means, may I clearly understand. May I clearly see that oneness between this individual prana and the total prana, Sutratma, may I have that oneness vision. So, lingam cha idam gnana karma sanskrutam utkramattvati drashtavyam. Shankaracharya says, who will have this kind of the oneness at the time of death? Gnana karma sanskrutam. So this is what we need. Our buddhi has to have that sanskara. Sanskara means what? It should become our second nature. Here, that's what they call here, swabhava. So, suppose the person who is a musician, anytime you ask, the person starts. Why? Because that sanskaras are there. So same way, we also, Shankaracharya says, we also should have this kind of the sanskara in us, and the person who is a Sanskrita, for him, it is very easy. Marga, Yachana, Samarthya. Therefore, in Shruti, we already, Yachana means we already pray to Bhagwan that give me this kind of the life where I can always ponder upon, reflect upon the self as one with Ishvara. That's why this Nididhyasana also is important. You do Shravanam, you do Mananam, but sit with yourself. In Mumbai, this Paramarthanand in Chennai, with him, another Swami studied, is in Mumbai, Shuddha Bodhananji. So, after this so many years of teaching, he, after completing this Brahma Sutra, he announced no classes anymore. Okay? For few months, 1 year, 2 years, no classes, he told all his students, study whatever I have taught you, sit with yourself, sit at home, because going to class also becomes habit. Understand? So he said, no, it's over. Just sit with yourself, whatever I have taught you, reflect on it by yourself. Independently, learn to reflect on that. Learn to do nididhyasana. Then, what he does, he has written beautiful Chatusutri Brahma Sutra Bhashya and Tika, with his hand he has written the whole in English. It's beautiful Brahma Sutra. You can buy that book. It's very beautiful, because so many are there, but there are some points where they are not clear. So he thought that let me write down when I am free now. So it took almost 1.5 years for him. And I have a grace of Bhagwan, so he sent me one. Very nice book. So sometimes we have to sit. That's why already I told you that no listening to, no japa, just sit with yourself. See what comes to your mind. You have to see that. What is coming to your mind when you are free? Then you will understand. Because there are so many things are there. In Mandukya Upanishad, Kashaya, it is called Kashaya. Kashaya means we think some Ayurvedic. So many things are there in our mind. Kashaya means what? Undigested emotions. Undigested emotions are there. We think we are healthy, we are not, understand? You sit with yourself and see what all kinds of thoughts are coming to you. Because we all had the same kinds of, whether it's America or India or whatever, understand? The parenting is same. So I'll give you one example. Every Diwali, we celebrate Diwali and we'll get the new clothes. Diwali time, parents get us new clothes. So, how many Diwalis, what dress you got? Do you remember? No. But one thing you remember, the Diwali you didn't get the new dress. Understand what I'm telling? This is all kashaya. Because that was some time we didn't get. Maybe somebody's death in house, and so we don't celebrate. That doesn't matter. But he didn't get me new dress. It's all undigested emotions. You have to bring it out. You have to surface them. In this psychology they call, you have to surface all these emotions and then let it go. That's why what Mandukya says, Kashayam te vijaneyat samaprapya na vichalayet. Understand it is all kashaya and let it go. We have to let it go. It is the past. You cannot do anything. So what we have to do is we have to accept that and we have to let it go. Therefore, to do this thing, we have to sit with ourselves. That also need grace. To reflect, to think. Therefore, we are praying. Understand? First, we did the prayer to Bhagavan. That please give me this one. Right? Atha idanim shariram agnauhutam pasmantam shariram. This body also will be offered into, see, that's why the final rites we call. Even we offer this body to the fire. That's also ritual, understand? So that's why Shankaracharya says, Agnau Hutam, understand? We are offering this body to the fire. But what I should do? Om Krataha Smara, Omiti Yatha Upasanam, Om Pratikatmakatvat. Om is what? Om is a pratika. See, there are two types of the upasanas there. One is called pratima upasana. As we have the Shankaracharya, Jalaram Baba, Ganapati, all this called pratima. Omkar is what? It is a pratika. Pratika means what? It is a sound based. Om, there is a lot of people, some temples also, they will have pictures of Om. There are some artists who have prepared, that Om is there and some lights are there, and then they will put that photo. And then they sit in front of that Omkar and they say, we are doing Omkar Upasana. It is not Pratima. Understand? Om is not Pratima. That's why Shankaracharya says pratika. Understand? Dhvanyatmakam. It is what? Dhanyatma. Dhvani. Understand? And therefore, pratikatmakatvat satya kama agnyakhyam brahma abhedana uchyate. Smara means what? We have to remember that Brahman through Omkara. Why? Etadalambanam shreshtam, etadalambanam param, etadalambanam gnatva, yo yadichasi tasya tata. Katopnishad. Omkar is the Shreshta Alambana to understand the oneness between you and the Brahman. Shreshta Alambana. In Prashna Upanishad also, the 6 questions are there. One of them is about Pranava, Omkar. There also it says, Para and Apara, 2 are there. Understand? Yo yadichasi tasya tat. With Sakam Bhav, if you do Omkar Upasana, you will get to the Brahmaloka. Nishkam Bhav you do, you get the Abheda. So that's why Shankaracharya says, Brahma Abhedena Uchyate Omkara. Omkara means you have to understand the oneness between you and the Brahman. So, Om Krataha Smara, He Kratoho, understand? Kratoho, He Krato. Sankalpakatmakam smara yanmama smartavyam. That which is to be remembered by me at the time of the death. Kalaha ayam pratyupasthapita. So when there is a time to leave this body, what I have to remember, I pray to Bhagwan, please make me remember at the time of the death. Please help me. We have to pray. So, pratyupasthitaha ataha smara, krato smara, krutam smara iti punarvachanam adarartham. So, dvivachana is there. Understand? Om krato smara, krutagum smara, krato smara, krutagum smara. So, this 2 times. So, that's why we make prayer also we can tell we are praying to our own mind. Please remember this. Because all indriyas stop working. They will resolve into prana. Prana is resolved. The only thing is what? Your manaha is available. That's why, He manaha, He sankalpatmakam mana, please remember this. Smara means please remember this. See, everything is mind, understand. All this is mind only. Because mind only is one which is functioning. Mind is the one which is the medium between you and the world. Nobody sees, you are not seeing me, understand? You are seeing me in your mind. Understand? Swamini Akar Vritti, that is what you are illuminating. Nobody sees this world. We think we are seeing the world. You are seeing the world in your own mind. That's why between you and the world is this mind. If mind is in proper situation, in position, the oneness you can remember. So that's why I always tell. There is a one nice stotra is there, but then one sentence at the end is very nice. Raksha Raksha Koshanamapi Kosham. Please protect that which is the Koshanamapi Kosham. Kosha means treasure. This is the treasure of the treasures. Hridayam. What is that? Hridayam. Why? Yasmin surakshite sarvam surakshitam syat. If you protect your mind, if the mind is protected, everything is fine. It's very difficult. That's why in the beginning only I told you. To keep the mind calm, to keep mind on Ishvara, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara. It's not that easy. Shankaracharya says, Pauna punyena shravanam kriya. Punaha punaha shravanam. Because from so many births, we have brought so many sanskaras here. Which sanskara, when it will come up, we don't know. I always give one example. In summertime, if there is a huge land, empty land, in summer it is all dry, all dust is there. One rain, what will happen? Within a week, whole land will be what? Green. Why? Where the knot of this grass is sitting there inside. What it needs is what? Conducive situation. Understand? As soon as the conducive situation is there, it start sprouting. Same way, all kind of sanskaras are there in our mind. Understand? Never trust mind. I always tell my all students, never trust. I don't mind everything. I said, wait. One rain is required. That's why at the end of fifth chapter, but Bhagwan is giving this red light. Understand? That's excellent advice Bhagwan has given for wise people, not for the sadhaka, for wise people. Shaknoti yasodum prak sharir vimokshanat. Understand? The moment before leaving the body. Prak means before. Sharir vimokshana. Understand? A moment before leaving the body. Understand? Shaknoti yasodhum. The one who has a capacity to bear what? Kama krodhodbhavam vegam. Understand? The vega, the force of born of the kama and krodha. Prak sharir vimokshan, before giving up this body. That means what? In Shastra we say, prasaktasya pratishedha. That which is possible, only we have to negate. You don't tell anybody, agnimna pibeta. Why? There is no possibility. Suramna pibeta. All these Gujarati boys, when they come here, all mothers are worried. Understand? Khana pina nahi, huh? Means what? Why? Prasaktasya pratishe. Prasakta means possible. If there is a possibility, we have to say no. We have to negate. So Bhagavan is negating here. What he is negating? Person who has a capacity to bear the force born of Kama and Krodha before leaving this body. Understand? That means what? Till the end of this body, there is a possibility of Kama and Krodha. Understand this. Shaknoti yasodum prak sharir vimokshanat. Kama krodho bhavad vegam. Sayuktaha sasukhi naraha. There is a one story is there in Kashi. There was one wise person, Pandita. And whoever going to him, he was teaching Shastra. Otherwise, he was just happy with himself. And those days, everybody will go to Ganges for bath. So, his place was in such that he has to go through that one lane. And in that lane, some prostitute, right? Vaishya. Yeah. So some prostitutes were living there. So, and he was a young, very beautiful, handsome person. So then one of the prostitutes, every day she will stand on the door. Okay. And she knew the time. Morning when he is going for bath, evening when he is going for bath. So same time she will stand there on the door with all shringaras and all. And then she will ask only one question. महाराज जी पक्का घड़ा कच्चा घड़ा. He never answered. He will just keep his eyes down and walk. Then it becomes routine. Every day he is going and every day she is asking. Maharaj, pakka gada, kacha gada. He never answered. Then he died. When somebody dies, either you put the person in the water, and there is a Manikarnika ghat is there. But before he is there, he took sannyasa diksha from Guru. So then there is a Jala Samadhi they call. So they were taking him for Jala Samadhi. And this lady also learnt about that he left body. But as a routine, understand. She's standing there, and as they were taking his body, she asked, Kacha gada, pakka gada. He got up and said, Pakka gada, and left body. Gada means pot. Pakka gada. Till you leave this body. Understand? Kama krodhot bhavam vegam. Why? Because your body is born of your parents' karma. Understand? It's inbuilt. Karma is inbuilt in this body because it is born of the karma of your parents. Understand? Not that easy. And therefore, here we are praying to Bhagavan. We are telling our mind, be quiet. Keep remembering. He krato smara. Shankaracharya. He krato sankalpatmakaha smara yam mama smartavyam. That which is to be remembered for me, may you remember that. Because it's difficult. That's why Shankaracharya said that Sanskrit has to become. So when we were learning this Panini in the course, Panini is not that easy. And so we were all struggling. And we are learning. Then one day, somebody asked our Sanskrit Acharya, Siddhabodhanand, Swamiji, this is so difficult, remembering these rules, because it's artificial language. See, that is the first artificial language. We have to remember this. That is the first artificial language. Understand? Panini has written all his sutras in this artificial language, So it's difficult. It's not 0 and 1, understand? Oh, this is 0 and 1, not 0 and 1. So he used to tell us, this Panini should be so pakka that even midnight somebody wakes you up, you should get the right answer in your mind. Don't need tea, understand? So that's why we are praying, understand? Om krato smara, kratagam smara, understand? And therefore, we do this prayer. Right? That Vayu means Adhyatmic Prana, and Anilaha means that which is the Samashti Prana is one. And that is what we need to remember. That oneness, Abheda should be remembered. And if we don't remember, understand, then what will happen? Then also we don't have to worry. Why? The same question Arjuna asked. Yoyam yogastvaya purokta. This yoga you say, that is all very nice. But suppose before I leave this body, if I am not established into this oneness, what will happen to me? You know? Understand? Bhagavan gave the assurance. What? Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. For the person who has dedicated his or her life for this oneness, this Brahma Gnanam, there is no durgati. That means there is no way the person will have the lower life or lower birth or lower loka. Understand? Understand? Only two possibilities are there. Either he will go to the heaven enjoying all this, then what? Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Jayate. He will born in the place which is Shuchinam, Pavitra Kulam. That means already environment, conducive environment is there. Not in that, there is no financial struggling. Srimatam Gehe. अथवा योगिनामेव कूले भवति धीमता. Or instead of going to the heaven, directly he will born in the place where already this Vedanta is available. Yoginam kule. Tatrate buddhi sanyogam labhate. There, see, that's why I told you, Raman Maharshi, the same thing. योगिनामेव कूले भवति तत्र बुद्धि संयोगम लभते. He will connect to the Vedanta directly. No in between. Our duty is what? To keep exposing to this Vedanta. The Swamiji's word is, you keep exposing yourself to Vedanta. You understand or you don't understand, just listen to it. Why? Because there are 4 types of grace we need for Brahma Gnana. Understand this. What is that? First one is we need Ishvara Anugraha. Because of Ishvara Anugraha, Daiva Anugraha to come, understand. We get this human body. In this human body, because of Ishvara's Anugraha, we get the Guru. Because of the grace of the Guru, we get the Shastra. And because of the grace of the Shastra, we get the knowledge. But these 3 are not enough. We need the 4th one. And Yamaraja says this, understand. Yamevaisha brunute tena labhya. It is you who has to choose to know. Yamaeva eshaha brunute. One who chooses to know. That means Atma Krupa. 4th is what called Atma Krupa. You choose to know the self. And Yamaraja says, one who chooses to know the self, self itself will reveal itself. Yamevaisha vrunute tena labhya. Understand? Nayamatma shravanena labhya. Bahuna shrutena pravachanena. Understand? Nayamatma pravachena labhya na medaya na bahuna shrutena. That doesn't mean you have to give up this, understand? These three are not enough. Pravachana also is a kind of the learning. Na bahuna shrutena, na medhaya. Medha means artha, grantha, artha, dharana shakti. You remember the grantha with meaning. Why? If Atma Krupa is not there, it doesn't work. Therefore, we have to bless ourselves. So we are praying here to mind. Therefore, so we need to have this kind of the dedication. So last word, mantra now. अग्नये नय सुपथाराय अस्मान् अग्नये नय सुपथाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमनमेनः युयुध्योजस्मज्जुहुराणमनमेनः भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम हे अग्ने नय lead us where supatha supatha means what Shankaracharya says supatha shabda tells us visheshanam dakshin marga nivrutyartham. So we don't go for the enjoyments of this sansara. Nirvinna aham dakshinena marene gata agata lakshanena ataha yache tvam. I pray to you. What? I get the I become the indifference towards this dakshina marga. Nirvinna aham. So, supatha means shobhanapatha. Why? Punaragamana varjitena shobhanena patha naya. Please lead us to this supatha where this avagamanam is removed, varjita. Take us to the marga of vairagya, brahmagnana. So, raye asman, raye dhanaya, karma bhoga, phala bhogaya, ityartha asman, yathorta, dharma phala vishishtan. See, this is important. Dharma is important. In this Naishkarma Siddhi, Sureshwaracharya ji very clearly said, until and unless you established into the dharma, there is no Brahma Gnanam. Understand? Because dharma is the only way we can have say over our own thinking, our own raga dvesha. Therefore, please take us to the marga of dharma. Vishwani Sarvani. Vishwani means what? Sarvani, all. The word Vishwa has another meaning called Sarva, everything. So Vishwani Sarvani, He Deva, Vayunani Vidwan. So Vidwan Janan. So please lead us to the place Karmani. But that karma is what? Pragnanani Karmani. Means take us to the Satkarma. Understand? Dharma Marga. Lead us to Hey Dev, lead us to the life of Dharma. Understand? It's very important. Kincha yuyodhi viyojaya vinashaya asvadattaha juhuranam. Juhuranam means kutilam vanchanatmakam. So, please, yuyodhi means destroy whatever this kind of the desires we have which can lead us to adharma. So, destroy all this. Tataha vayam vishuddhaha. Because of that only what happens? We will become pure hearted. And therefore, see, only impurities are dharma, understand? Only raga dveshas are not really impurities, understand? So that's why Swamiji says there are two kinds of the raga dvesha, binding and non-binding. The binding raga dvesha means that which force you to transgress dharma. See, your love, the Ragadvesha for Bhagavan, Ragadvesha for Vedanta, no problem. Understand? But Ragadvesha, which forces you to transgress dharma, is called binding Ragadvesha. Bandhan Karaka. Non binding Ragadvesha, no problem. Understand? So that Sureshwaracharya says that the person is established into dharma in such a way that his mind, doesn't need to transgress dharma. Understand this. There is no need to transgress dharma. That means dharma becomes very sahaja, his second nature. Generally, what happens is we think, okay, a little bit is fine, Swamiji. My father used to tell us, if you lie for 5 paisa, then you won't have a shame to lie for 5 lakhs. Therefore, to establish into dharma, it is required. Dharma nishtha. So, our ragadvesha should be such that you don't see any need, understand, to tell lie. So that's why he's telling. Juhuranam means what? Kutilam. Kutilam means what? Cheating, understand? Hiding, vanchanatmakam, understand? We don't need that. I'm telling you. Therefore, Taya tataha vayam vishuddhaha santa ishtam prapya sama iti abhipraya. Once we have established into dharma, it is very easy to get what we seek. Means Brahma Gnanam. Kintu vayamidanim tena shaknumaha. But at this time, we are not capable of doing that. Paricharyam kartum. Ataha nama uktim vidhema. Therefore, we surrender to you, He Agni, He Paramatma. We are not that much capable of keeping ourselves into dharma, having say over our own likes and dislikes, and therefore what? Nama uktim vidhema. We surrender ourselves to yourself. See, the surrender is the only way, I'm telling you. Surrender means you trust Bhagavan. We need to have a trust in Bhagavan. Shraddha means trust him. Once you have a trust, it's very easy. Because nothing wrong is going to happen in my life. And therefore, see, look at this. He talks about oneness, but at the end, Upanishad says what? Bhuishtam te nama uktim vidhema. Bhuishtam means bahutaram tebhyum nama uktim namaskar vachanam vidhema. Understand? We vidhema means Shankaracharya paricharema. We all worship you through this namaskar. All, I'm telling you, even to establish into this knowledge also we need grace. Ishvara. And therefore, this is what it is. And Shankaracharya has given Bhashya, where again he is making sure that don't go for the Gnana Karma Samuchaya. Knowledge is independent enough to give you moksha. Though we are telling Namaskaram to Bhagavan, looks like a Dvaita, and therefore Shankaracharya has written this Bhashya again to make sure that don't get to the bhajan only. Sometimes we sing bhajan. The bhajan talks about Advaita, understand? But we don't think about it. And therefore, again, Shankaracharya is writing Bhashya that even though we have to surrender to the Lord and we have to pray to the Lord, Hey Agni, Hey Deva, but it is for the grace so that we can establish into the oneness. And therefore, always have a prayer. Prayer is required. Prayer keeps our mind clean. Therefore, in Mahabharata, Swamiji always used to quote that. Navarina Shuddhate Antaratma. Varina Jalena. You cannot purify your mind by water. It has to be purified by the prayer, by the surrender. Through the prayer only we can do that. So we need prayer, but also we need Shravanam and Mananam also. Om Tat Sat. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my knowledge with all of you. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ